At the end of the day, both projects are treated exactly the same, and there's a need. That was bare dirt, as I remember, before we built that ramp. Then the JCP was able to utilize. It wasn't infrastructure that was deteriorating. That was, I think, bare dirt.
Well, I'm not sure we're talking about exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. I'd really like 30 days to figure this out, and I'd certainly be willing to be interested in reading about it and talking with you guys, hearing from everybody, hearing from the existing FBO operator. I think we need more information in order for you to bring us along. If you don't want to bring the public along, then we're just going to sit there and be mad at you for the rest of your terms.
All right, thank you. Was there any else? Kirby Klein.
I'd just like to point out that my experience tells me that ramp building and the pouring of cement on an airport has to do more with aircraft safety and the ability of aircraft to maneuver on an airport rather than it does to accommodate an FBO. So that's in your favor. The other thing is that I'll again say it, this is premature. It's not the time yet to deal with let a second FBO. When things are stabilized in the next year or two or three, and we can see the future a little brighter than we can right now, and when the business, general aviation business picks up for Montrose, I think it would be very appropriate. But now is not the time. Please consider the present as well as you consider the future. Thank you.
I wish that was a factor that we could consider, but we've heard testimony today that that is not a contributing factor to whether or not there is a second FBO. All right, last call. All right, seeing none, I am going to close the public hearing and bring it back here to the board.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, let me make a comment. We've all heard the comments, and I can't dispute that, the public wants to be engaged, and this is a major issue, and I understand that. So I would put forth that maybe we should seriously consider, and I don't know about a 30-day window. I think a 14 or 15-day window would be more than adequate, because to me the issue is the contract. I'm already set in my mind about what the FAA requires. I've got the documentation. I've spoken to the people who will make the decision, and I understand what it means on non-exclusivity and that sort of thing. The only thing I think we really need to give the opportunity so Marv can be clear and understand what this whole thing looks like and have more conversation on an individual basis. I would not be opposed to maybe discontinuing this for maybe till about Tuesday the 29th, and if we do this again, have maybe an evening meeting.
Ron, any comments?
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody's passion and opinion and emotion. I got a little bit of that stuff too. I appreciate everyone's comments and the fact that you were willing to take time with us today to spend the time that we've been spending for the last 5 years, off and on, with the airport issues. Airport talk is a spatial talk. Hospital talk is a spatial talk. Dispatch talk is a spatial talk. They are all areas of expertise that really exceed, almost everybody in this room, unless that's part of their daily life. Whenever federal dollars are spent, it's a uniform across the board situation where free enterprise is supposed to reign no matter what, whether it's highway trust fund spending or airport spending, just to name two. Some people don't want us to do anything more and just keep things the way they are right now, and like to use the idea about water rights as an issue. Right now, Montrose is the only water rights situation that is in position to go ahead and move forward because we've done all of our homework and the basic footwork needed in order to go ahead and proceed with further water rights development in the whole darn state. And water's a huge issue, and I don't have to go into that. One of the things that I was really impressed with over the weekend was the fact that the BLM pulled off of the rancher. They're not pulling off of the fact of the legal issues they appear to have and the differences there. But they're not going to go ahead and continue to confront. And what we're trying to accomplish here with the airport is not a matter of confrontation. I'm suggesting that there's a lot of things that are above and beyond our individual abilities to really understand and or do anything about and or appreciate or to fulfill. But without a doubt, we all understand and agree to the fact that this is a very important process and will affect the economy in Montrose. That airport puts out plus or minus a few million, $350 million a year in economic repercussions. That's huge. It's the biggest one we have in the county. I think that 2 weeks is too much, but I'm willing to amend Gary's motion to a week. And people who really want to read and understand, that's enough time. I stayed up last night and read it. I'll spend one night reading it and then move forward on it. If you have any issues that are substantive and useful enough to do something different, if we were to postpone it for a week. So I suggest in a friendly amendment that we postpone it for a week.
All right, Commissioner Ellis?
Okay, we'll take what we can get here. Only thing I would ask is there any prohibition against us agendaing that meeting instead of 9 a.m. in the morning for 7 o'clock that night? I think it would be more beneficial if we're going to do this a week.
We have a scheduled board meeting for next week.
No,
A week from today.
I know. My question is
So just move the entire meeting?
to 7 o'clock to give more people an opportunity, because I know the issue has been a lot of folks have to work and a lot of people are retired. But that, I would agree with the motion and the friendly amendment if we do it at 7 o'clock so more people could participate and be able to speak to it.
How about 6? All right. Just speaking for myself, I understand the concerns that have been voiced here today. I think factually speaking, we've heard the law is the law. We're at a point where the law is the law. So if it is going to provide a comfort level for the citizens, the media, whomever, as Tricia said, and just speaking to your comments, a week is sufficient. I'd be more than happy to entertain written, email comments in anticipation of that meeting. It shouldn't be a rehash of what we've heard here today. Mr. Reamer will not be able to be here a week from today, I suspect. Mr. Putnam may be. They're with the same law firm. We have our legal counsel here. So if that's the direction, we would continue this item for only new information and comment regarding the contract to 6 p.m. April 21st at our regularly scheduled meeting, and keeping in mind there will be other agenda items. So is that what I understand, guys?
Yeah, and just so it's very clear from my perspective, unless somebody can bring me some information signed in blood, notarized by the FAA, that there's any other options here, that's the direction I'm going. I will not willfully or consciously violate federal statute that as a county we obligated ourselves to. This is really more of a discussion from my perspective about any issues that relate to the contract. So you would have to bring some very compelling information that would convince me otherwise. And having spoken to the FAA, I don't know that that could possibly happen, though I'm open.
Okay.
You had a comment, Bob?
Well, Monday. No, we are that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Which meeting do you have that night? Well, you may have to make a choice, Bob. As tough as it may be, you prioritize your time, and we'll see you there hopefully, and maybe you can have somebody stand in for you at the Central Committee.
So if I could have somebody formalize this in a motion so we can,
I think Ron can amend his friendly amendment, and then I'll agree to that.
yeah, okay, so Mr. Henderson, do you want to make a motion?
I'm glad to make a motion that
What? Oh, I'm sorry. So the motion that is on the table, or the direction that's on the table, is about to be codified in a motion.
the just for fun's sake, David's meeting was last Thursday night, and he canceled it. So anyway, I move that we continue this until the night of April the 21st
Yes.
at 6 p.m. here at Friendship Hall.
And Bob, I will comment that we're doing this to accommodate, so I know you appreciate it, and we're trying to help you out here to get more folks here. So I will second Ron's motion.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, gentlemen? And with that, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. I guess we'll see some of you, if not all of you, a week from today at 6 p.m. Thank you for bearing with us.